Hello everyone, this is Hemali. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for liking and watching my videos. If you're someone who hasn't subscribed yet, then I suggest you to subscribe because maybe you're getting my content in your YouTube feed again and again, and maybe you're liking it. So yeah, you can subscribe to me if you want. And for those of you who are returning people coming in again and again, hi, how are you? I would just like, if I don't know, if one of you or any of you, for that matter, feel like connecting with me or talking with me, then you can, maybe probably say a hi or a hello and let me know like from which city you're talking to me from. Do not put the country because that's obvious, right? So yeah, with that, as you saw, today's intro is over. 1 minute is over. I'm going to keep it very brief. The intro, last video, it was too long. Astrologers need to weigh their words very carefully, right? Now, this is something that I'm going to talk about today. Let's start. I'm going to read some stuff that I wrote long back and I really forgot to make a video on it. So, astrologers need to weigh their words carefully. This was told to me by my teacher. So, she told me that astrologers are susceptible to Vani Dosh. Vani Dosh literally means curse of speech. Astrologically speaking, both second house and Mercury are symbolic for speech. These are the energies that come into effect when we don't weigh our words carefully. I am not making this video to scare anyone, but yes, for us astrologers, if we get scared, then it is actually good because this will keep our egos in check. So this is just like the premise of the whole video, and I'm going to come to the main point, which is just going to elaborate on this and not going to keep the video very long. As you'll see, the duration of the video itself is not very long, right? So first thing first, that if you're an astrologer or if you are into something like astrology, maybe any predictive spiritual work, energy work, for instance, it can be tarot reading, it could be even healing, but healing really doesn't require anyone to like say predictive stuff, right? So palm reading, aura reading, whatever of that sort, samudrik gyan, which literally involves samudrik knowledge, then we need to be careful if you're an astrologer. And let's say if you're not an astrologer, and you are curious about this particular thing called Vani Dosh, right? Then I would say that Vani Dosh is just something which everyone is susceptible to, but I am making this video just like if you're an astrologer and if you're watching it, then we are more susceptible to it because of the fact that every day, like us astrologers, we read stuff for people. We get to know so many kundlis throughout the day, or maybe like every month or every week we are exposed to these number of kundlis, birth charts I mean to say, and we get to know so many inhibitions of the people, and they want to know, clarify about their future because there's just so much of stress and worries and all of it, and then we are supposed to give something to the people. Let's say you ask me, I'm an astrologer, you ask me whether I'll get married soon or later, and if my marriage is happening late, then what's the reason, and if my marriage is happening soon, then why is it happening so soon? All such kind of mind-boggling questions come to astrologers, by the way, okay? And then you cannot speak something which really impacts the karma of the other person, because if it does, then you're not only disturbing the karma, so you are kind of sort of like disturbing the mindset of the person. What's happening as well simultaneously is that you're somewhere or the other, let's say if you end up saying as an astrologer that this is the reason, that's why you'll marry late, and this is all the past life thing you did, and all of it, right? Now, of course, past life is something which nobody knows. It's only an indication that we're getting, and then you go ahead and you speak everything as if everything is patthar ki lagi, like as if everything that you're saying is carved out of stone or something like that, you know, like it's picture perfect, and you say it with that confidence. Then you kind of sort of like take that karma over you as an astrologer or as an predictive worker. Okay, so this is where, you know, it is very important to weigh the words quite carefully. And if you're, as I said, if you're not an astrologer and you're very curious to know about this Vani Dosh, then I would just say that we're all susceptible to it. Astrologers is something else going on, and if you're too much prone to speaking cuss words, you're prone to like always gossip and use your second house and Mercury in a very how do I say this, how do I put it, irresponsible way, then yeah, we'll get the curse of speech. And by curse of speech literally means that it's going to just impact our Mercury, which is like the abilities or the inability to understand text, understand what other people is saying, hear properly, as well as second house is a lot of like moral impressions and the face, the overall persona and the moral persona that is perceived by other people. Because if the first house is the physical self and personality, then a little bit of more in depth what the other people, 7th house and 8th house, other people understand about you, that second house, so that also gets impacted. And of course in that we also have your money and assets and other things, right? So that's why astrologers need to weigh their words very carefully. And if you're someone who is getting into the field of astrology or is already into it, then maybe, you know, like kind of sort of that's why it is recommended that we need to have our own practice in hand. Like if we need to practice our mantras and be meditative and be calm ourselves first, so that we can better make other people explain. But of course I would like to end this video by saying that there are certain people and these people are, by the way, quite high in number, that come to us. I'm going to come near now because the video is, I want to press the this end button. So there are so many people who come to astrologers and tarot readers and whatever, and they think that, you know, we just want an answer and just give me any answer, and they become really desperate for answers. So it is also our responsibility to kind of sort of let them know that not everything is patthar ki lakir, you know, like not everything is carved out of stone, and it's not picture perfect. Because what we are doing is that we are just analyzing, and this analysis can go either wrong, right, or be somewhere in between, and kind of sort of like really match with your vibe and aura, you know, and you as a soul. So if that happens, then it's very good. If it's happening as in when you're speaking something and it's hitting the person correctly, then good job. But even then, like our egos need to be in check, because it's not really us who is doing the work. Especially like it is said when it comes to professions, or even like, you know, like being person who is like, if you're a wife to someone, or if you're a mother to someone, if you're a husband or father to someone, then it is said that it's not you who is doing, right? It's always like the supreme power who is working through you. So when we are doing the astrological work, then why to take it on you? And especially when you're doing such a spiritual work, then why to think as if you're the doer? So with that being said, I finish my today's video. I hope you found it useful, and as usual, like the video if you liked it, and you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon next time.